Oh man, that is a tough loss to take. Woo. The Orlando Magic fall to the Dallas Mavericks 102-117. It all looked pretty, ladies and gentlemen. At the start, the shot was going down. Anthony Black kept hitting threes. Jalen Suggs hit a three. We went 7 of 11 from beyond the arc in the first half. Had a 13-point lead at one point, I believe, going in to the half. A 13-point lead, in control of this game against Luka Doncic, Kyrie Irving, and the Dallas Mavericks. And then the wheels fell off. It's an unfortunate tragedy that we're all too used to in Orlando in the past couple of years. Just stopped being able to play basketball, forgot how to shoot. And maybe that's because a little bit of what was going on in the first half was fool's gold. We're not that good of a three-point shooting team, certainly. But are we that bad of just hitting 1 of 16 from beyond the arc in the second half? We're not quite there. The truth is somewhere in the middle, but that's how the game shook out. And it wasn't just the not getting the threes in the second half. It was the turnovers. It was crazy. It looked like a completely different team coming out in the third quarter than we just seen at the end of the second. I'm going to just read the play-by-play because I was trying to kind of gather my thoughts for this, and I was just trying to figure out what exactly went wrong in that third quarter. And I said, let me go look back at the play-by-play, and I'll just read it to you because it tells the story beautifully. So first play, Jalen Suggs, bad pass, turnover. Next play, Jalen Suggs misses three-point shot. Next Magic play, we got Goga Bitadze out of bounds, bad pass, turnover. Next play, Paolo Banchero out of bounds, bad pass, turnover. It's just like Jalen Suggs misses free throw. Anthony Black misses 26-foot three-point shot. Like that, it was just turnovers after turnovers. At the end of the game, it was 21 turnovers. 21. You're not going to win a game like that. So we just have to do better at keeping the ball safe. I think our watermark last year with whether or not we were going to win or lose a game was like around 14 turnovers. If we were over that, we lost the game. If we were under that, yeah, we had a shot to win the game. But, 21 turnovers, and I'd be curious to see, if anyone knows how, can you let me know? Because I'm trying to look for quarter-by-quarter stat breakdowns, and I'm not really able to find just like total team stats by quarter. So if you know a way to do that, I would love to see the turnovers in the third quarter and how many we had. I mean, I just rattled off looking at the play-by-play, at least 4. So that's already too many, and we were only 2 minutes in to the third quarter as I was just reading. Some more of the macro stats that we have here. We won the boards, and we won the points in the paint decisively. 52-38 points in the paint. We won the boards 38-31. Normally, that's a recipe for success for us. That's our bread and butter, and we need to keep working that and keep pounding that. But again, with the turnovers, we just didn't have the opportunity. And it's not like the Dallas Mavericks came out firing on all cylinders in the third quarter. Even with our sloppy play, we were still leading in that game all the way up until, let's see, I mean, we were still in control of this game all the way to, the end of the third quarter. You knew that was going to be a problem, though, because things were trending downward and Luka Doncic was about to come in. And even though he had a concussion, which is just nonsense. Can we get the Huggies out for this gentleman? Can someone get the Pampers? Peach, where are you? He was watching the Dallas Stars game. He was live in the building there, which is why he did not watch the game live, and he's watching later, so he's not on this recap. But, man, get the Pampers out for Luka Doncic. That's not an easy fall. Let me not be too ridiculous, because I know if that happened to me, I'd probably be out. But the referee stopping the game when we have, it was like 5-on-3 on the other side? Come on, sir. Come on. Maybe that could have been a turning point, you know? We really needed a bucket then, and we did not get it. What else did I want to go through here today? Well, okay, so the whole time this loss is just unfolding, and we're going to the huddle, and I'm seeing Trevelyan Queen with his Ben & Jerry's looking cow shirt. So now I'm just anxiety eating tubs of ice cream. So thanks, Trevelyan. Thank you, Orlando Magic, for that third quarter just unraveling. And, this, for me, there's been a lot made. Anthony Black had a great game, but this is where has had a great game last game. Not as much this game, but still solid, still very good, still better than I thought, honestly, after watching him in the Summer League. This is where we miss Markelle Fultz. We needed someone to just slow it down and get a bucket. When we were here in the third quarter, just, missing everything. I'm looking at the end of the third quarter. Let me give you some stats from the end of the third quarter. So we've got, Jalen Suggs misses a free throw. Anthony Black misses 3-point shots. Jalen Suggs misses 3-point shot. Franz Wagner misses 3-point shot. It goes on and on. When we're in this desert of scoring, Markelle Fultz has been the guy that's able to calm things down. Say, all right, everybody, it's okay. It's gonna be okay. Let's chill the heck out. Comes down the court, gets us into a set, gets a shot that we know that we like, maybe something moving to the basket, and just stops the bleeding. Stops the bleeding because we were stuck at, 71 points for multiple minutes, 69 points for multiple minutes. There was a couple times in the third quarter where there was just these scoring droughts, where we were missing shots, not getting great shots, turning the ball over, when we really missed our veteran floor general. All right, and this is it was on the injury report. Patellar tendonitis is what he has. It can be like a day-to-day thing, or it can take like a couple weeks to completely heal. So that, tendonitis is something that is a little bit hit or miss. It's a little bit like what Wendell was dealing with the foot last year. Those types of injuries, they're kind of just, you got to give it time to heal. So we'll see how long Markelle is going to be out until that tendonitis is better. Hopefully not long, because, hey, AB, again, as I said, has been better than I expected in this role. I know he's a great player. I just was always questioning fit. And him coming into the Lakers game last game and hitting a bunch of threes, and him in this game starting off by hitting some threes, I loved it. I was there for it. I was giving him the round of applause. And that's great. He's recognized that if he wants to get on the court, he needs to shoot the three ball. We've seen from Wendell Epps covering the team that Anthony Black is staying after, getting up shot after shot after shot. And while it's not the prettiest shot, it's kind of like a set low shot right now. Hey, if you can make it, that's all I care about. Tyrese Halliburton doesn't have a pretty shot when you think about it aesthetically. It's not a high release. It's none of that. But that sucker goes in at close to 40%. So people got to respect it. So I'm less about how exactly it looks than if it goes in. And up until this point, up until the third quarter of last night, Anthony Black's 3-point shot was going in. And it looks good enough. It's a good set shot. He's got the feet under him. Hey, that's okay with me. That's way better than I thought, because I was extremely worried when I was in Vegas this summer and at Summer League, and I saw Anthony Black just passing up wide open threes. That had me nervous, and that had me questioning the fit and questioning whether or not Anthony Black was truly the guy that this team wanted to draft. Now, with Markelle out, he's filling that void, but there's a lot of duplication with those skills. So it remains to be seen how AB and Markelle are going to fit moving forward. But if Anthony Black can continue to knock down threes in the way that he has, everything is going to be okay. And this Magic fans' anxiety is reduced a little bit. That pick is a little less worrisome for me. I need to talk about this because I haven't gotten on a video and talked about this at all. I love what Goga has been bringing in the starting lineup. If you've been watching Second Cousins out there, I have been on the pedestal, all right, shouting from my soapbox, give me Goga or give me death. I love what Goga Bitadze brings to the team. A true 7-footer, rebounding, get some offensive rebounds, which is something we have not really had a lot of. And we're getting some blocks. He brings some rim protection. People have to think a little bit about when they go into the paint. I love Wendell Carter Jr. He's an extremely solid defender. He's got a great base, uses the body well to box people out and do those things, sets awesome screens, can step out. Just a fantastic player. I'm not at all suggesting he's not the starting center. He is. The moment he's healthy, he's back. But I wanted some more Goga minutes in there. I'm not convinced as, Moritz as the backup center. As much as you love what he brings offensively and the cohesion between him and Franz, it's tough. Maybe we can play Moritz at the 4 and get Goga some more minutes at the 5 because Goga, I think, has more skill than we're giving him. But also, I've been worried about this 5 depth, all right, since the offseason. We've been talking about this, ladies and gentlemen. We were worried when we kept using, the 2 ways on more guards, and we drafted 2 guards, and myself and some of you out there maybe are wondering, like, hey, we could use a little bit more 5 depth, don't you think? Because right now, as we went into the season, and right where we find ourselves right now is a very predictable problem. And if there's any stain on Jeff Weltman, and there's not really, because he's done a great job and there's still time. There's still a long timeline on this team right now. So this is not the final product by any means. But if we wanted to compete this year, I wanted a little bit more depth at the 5 because Wendell Carter has very rarely played. I think he's averaged like in the 50s of games per year. I don't think he's ever played over 65. So you're entering the season with a center, a great starting center who is going to miss 17 games at least. And then the backup plan for that is Moritz, who's not really a center. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I got into some people with it on Twitter. He's not a center. He's a 4. We're playing him out of position, and that's okay, but, he's not a center. He gets 3 rebounds a game. All right? He's averaging, 3.5 rebounds. That is not a center. I'm sorry. That's not big man shit. Okay, I need a guy who's doing big man shit. So our backup center, for me, in my mind, is Goga. And then, I guess Moritz for undersized centers. And people were telling me, it's going to be J.I. can do spot minutes there. Oh, really? Oh, really? Where was he? The heavens did not open up and bring down a Jonathan Isaac for us. That's right, because he was on the bench. All right? On the bench with a hamstring soreness. With a hamstring soreness. Come on, man. Is that the same hamstring he had the minor surgery on? As you can tell, I've been needing to get on here and talk about this. So thank you. Thank you for being my therapy right now out there, second cousins. But we find ourselves in a really extreme, lack of depth at the 5, and I guess the thinking is, hey, we can play Paulo at the 5 a little bit. Haven't really seen that yet. I don't know, where that comes up. We got the Hawks next. They've got a couple big bodies down low, but Paulo can probably play the backup 5 on that second unit for them because I think they're his name is escaping me. Their starting center is big. Paulo would not be able to handle him. But the backup, if they're playing not John Collins, Josh Johnson, he's like a 4 or 5. That would be okay. So in certain situations, fine. You want to try do some Paulo at the 5 here. That could be interesting. But then against the Bucks, they've got bigs on bigs on bigs. That's not going to work. Against the Nets, Nick Claxton, against the Bulls, they've got some big bodies. It only works with Paulo at the 5 in certain situations, and he's still not bringing me the big man shit that I expect out of my centers. I like Paulo in a pick and roll as the 5. Hey, wow, now we have 2 dynamic guys in the pick and roll, but on the boards, that's our bread and butter. We need to win the boards, we need to win the paint. And it's tough to do that when our starting depth is so truncated and so injured now. And I think this was a predictable problem. So that's what's gotten me a little infuriated right now in a year that we expect the team to be winning. Now, no alarms right now. We're 4-3, okay? And that's where I expected us to be. I put us money over on 40 wins. So I expect us to be like 500. So we're right on schedule right now. We're right on schedule, but it doesn't get much easier. We've got the Hawks in a home game in Mexico City. They're playing fantastic basketball right now. They're crushing. The Bucks, they're stacked. They got Damian Lillard now. I mean, that's a great team. The Nets, which we hope can be a win on next Tuesday, and then 2 games against the Bulls, who are a little bit of a dumpster fire right now. They've had their, players only, a couple of those meetings, so they're a little bit off the tracks. But and then the Pacers, who are playing very good basketball. That's our next 5 games. We got to win 3 of those, to stay on track. Let's go 3-2. Let's stay on track. I don't know. It wasn't heartening to see this, kind of some of the same old tendencies coming up, the lack of shooting. I looking at the box score and just what he gave us, I thought Joe Ingles did some really nice things distributing the ball, trying to be a veteran out there, but he got 0 3-point shots. I thought this was the guy that we brought over to make threes. Also, Caleb Houston, I don't know. I mean, I was kind of in and out towards the end of the game because I was a little dejected. But, okay, yeah, he did come in the game with 2 minutes and 48 seconds left in the third there. A little bit more, maybe Caleb too. Let's get some 3-point shooting out there. If we're hurting and we want to get some, let's feed those guys. Let's get them some shots. Let's get Joe Ingles some shots. If that's what he was brought in to do, he shouldn't be 0 from 0 from beyond the arc. So I know our game is inside, but we've also got to allow, if we're trying to become a better shooting team, allow some of the guys who are supposed to be doing this to do the thing. So, rant over. How are you feeling, ladies and gentlemen, after, for me, just a tough loss? I expected us to be a tight game. It was surprising to see Vegas at one point when the game started. We were 4-point favorites. And that was a little bit surprising to me, with Kyrie Irving on the other side of the ball, who's torched us for what did he get, 63 against us a year or so ago? And Luka Doncic, arguably one of the better players in the league, top 5 guy for sure. That's how good we know we can be. That's how good Vegas thinks we are. That's how good that people are starting to recognize us to be. But this is a young team, and we're faltering along the way. When winning time needs to happen in the third, we did not come through, and I think we missed the leadership of Markelle Fultz. But that's just this crazy with a microphone's take. What was your take on the game, ladies and gentlemen? Hopefully we'll have a bounce back Thursday against the Hawks in Mexico City. Until then, y'all, adios. Peace out. Here we go.